Blended families. This is horror story number 3. Now, this situation involves 3 people, and we'll call them Anna, Jesse, and Robert. Hopefully, you're taking notes because there are a lot of factors here. So, Anna and Jesse were married for 10 years. They have 2 children, and they're divorced. The Anna and Jesse are divorced. Anna and Jesse did not have a will or a trust. We have Robert, who is divorced, and he has 2 children. Anna and Robert remarried together, and they had 1 child together. Okay, thus the blended family. Now Anna and Robert have 5 adult children between them. Anna and Robert did not have a will, did not have a trust. Okay. When Anna and Jesse were married, they quickly started a family, and they found themselves, pretty busy with life, the life that they were building together. And making a will was, on the to-do list, but I'll get to it later. That was the thinking. Time passed on. Anna and Jesse drifted apart, and they ultimately decided to part ways. The split was amicable, and their possessions were easily split. There never seemed to be any real rush to create a will. When Anna and Robert, when Anna met Robert, I should say, he's the divorced dad with 2 children. They formed the blended family, okay, together with their 4 children. All of the assets were commingled. They also wanted a child together, so they ultimately had 5 children between them. Sorry if that was a little confusing, but they ultimately had 5 children, total of 5 children. With all of the craziness that life is with a large blended family, creating a will continued to get pushed further down on the to-do list. When, as the children got older, they grew up, they left home, they started families of their own, and life seemed to be, pretty smooth for Anna and Robert. So of course, as is life, it doesn't always sail smoothly, even in the quote unquote best of families. If Anna passes away unexpectedly and without a will, remember, we call that term intestate, the courts probably will award Robert, who is her current husband, most of the assets because they commingled their assets. When Robert creates his will, he could decide to completely disinherit Anna's children that she had with Jesse. Okay, it's starting to sound like a soap opera, particularly if there was any bad blood among them. In fact, he could disinherit all of their children, or he could give part of the estate to some of his favorite children and leave the others out. Regardless of this fact, it's a tricky situation that could not only drive a wedge between Robert, current father, and the children, but it can also drive a deeper wedge among the adult children and even Jesse. Now, as a result, the probate process could become very ugly, complicated, lengthy, and expensive. If Anna had taken some time to create a will, her children from her first marriage could have been protected, and they could have received some of her estate. Anna may have been able to protect the other children in the family if she sensed there was a conflict regarding their inheritances in the future. Blended families are very common today. They are. And even if everyone in the blended family gets along great, when someone dies, emotions are running high. When we're talking about inheritances, it kind of brings out the worst